Urologist, if you don't masturbate in old age, this will happen to you. Advice for elderly. A silent crisis you never saw coming. Imagine this. A man in his late 60s, sitting alone in his favorite armchair, the soft hum of the TV filling the quiet room. His coffee mug sits untouched, cold. His shoulders slump, not from exhaustion, but from something deeper, a fading spark, a creeping sense that something vital is slipping away. He doesn't talk about it. He's not sure he even knows how. But deep down, he feels it. A part of him is shutting down. And the worst part? He thinks it's just old age doing its work. What if I told you it's not age stealing his vitality, but a choice he didn't even know he was making? Gentlemen, if you're over 65, this is for you. My name is Dr. Mojit Kara, a urologist with over 40 years of experience helping men just like you, grandfathers, veterans, teachers, and everyday heroes, reclaim their strength, confidence, and joy. Today, I'm pulling back the curtain on a topic no one talks about, but every older man needs to hear. It's about a simple, private act that society has told you to abandon, something you might think is behind you. But here's the truth. Stopping this habit could be silently robbing you of your health, your energy, and even your sense of self. What's the one choice you're making that could triple your risk of prostate trouble and dim the light in your spirit? Stick with me, because by the end of this, you'll know exactly what it is and how to take back control. If you're ready to rediscover the man you were meant to be, hit that subscribe button on my YouTube channel right now and join thousands of men who are choosing to live stronger, longer. Let's dive in. Part 1. The silent shutdown of your body. Hook. What happens when you let a vital muscle go unused? Picture a classic car, a beauty from the 60s, parked in a dusty garage. Once, it roared down highways, turning heads with every mile. But now, it sits untouched, its engine rusting, its parts seizing up. What happens when you stop driving it? It doesn't just pause, it decays. Your body, gentlemen, works the same way. And there's one part of you that's been left in the garage for far too long. When you stop masturbating in your later years, your body doesn't just take a break. It begins a slow, silent shutdown. I've seen it in my clinic time and again. Men in their late 60s or 70s, strong in spirit, but confused by a body that no longer responds the way it once did. They walk in, shoulders heavy, eyes searching for answers, saying, "Doc, I don't know what happened. One day, I just stopped working." The science of neglect. Let's get real for a moment. Your penis isn't just a symbol of youth or virility. It's a functional organ, a critical part of your circulatory and nervous systems. Like your legs or your heart, it needs regular use to stay healthy. When you go months or years without sexual stimulation, the blood flow to your pelvic region slows to a trickle. Oxygen delivery drops. Tissues stiffen, not in the way you want, but in a way that leads to fibrosis, scar tissue that chokes out function. Nerves begin to dull, losing their sensitivity. Over time, this can lead to irreversible erectile dysfunction. Think of it like this. If you stopped walking for a year, your legs would weaken, your joints would stiffen, and you'd struggle to climb a single flight of stairs. Your penis operates on the same principle. Without regular arousal, yes, even through masturbation, the delicate network of blood vessels and nerves begins to atrophy. Morning erections fade. Physical touch loses its spark. And by the time you notice, the damage is often years in the making. A patient's story, John's wake-up call. Let me tell you about John, a 68-year-old retired firefighter I met last year. John was the kind of guy who could carry a grown man out of a burning building in his prime. But when he came to me, he was a shadow of that man. "Doc," he said, his voice low, "I haven't had an erection in over a year. I thought it was just age, but now I'm starting to wonder if I'm broken." John had stopped masturbating a decade earlier, thinking it was behind him. He was proud of his self-control, raised in a generation that often equated abstinence with strength. But that choice had consequences. His penile tissues had stiffened, his blood flow had slowed, and his confidence was crumbling. We worked together, lifestyle changes, therapy, and yes, reintroducing gentle, regular stimulation. Slowly, John started to feel like himself again. But he told me something that stuck with me. If I'd known this could happen, I never would have stopped. What's happening in your body right now that you don't even realize? If you're nodding along, type 1 in the comments below. If you're skeptical, type 0 and tell me why. Either way, Let's keep going, because the next part hits even deeper. Part 2. The hormone crash you can't ignore. Hook. Could one simple habit be the key to feeling young again? You wake up one morning, and the world feels flat. The coffee doesn't taste as good. The sunrise doesn't lift your spirits. You skip your morning walk, not because you're tired, but because you just don't care. Sound familiar? You might think it's just getting old, but what if I told you it could be a sign of something you can control? Testosterone isn't just a hormone. It's the fuel that powers your drive, your focus, your sense of being a man. And after 60, it's already on a natural decline. But when you stop all sexual activity, including masturbation, you're hitting the accelerator on that decline. You're telling your body, we don't need this anymore. And your body listens. The hormonal ripple effect. Here's how it works. When you engage in sexual activity, even solo, your brain lights up. Dopamine surges, your hypothalamus kicks into gear, and your testicles get the signal to keep producing testosterone. It's like flipping a switch that says, keep the engine running. But when you go weeks, months, or years without that stimulation, the switch stays off. Your testosterone levels plummet, and the ripple effects are profound. Low testosterone doesn't just mean low energy. It means weaker muscles, brittle bones, and a foggy mind. It means irritability that pushes loved ones away. It means a higher risk of heart disease. Yes, gentlemen, your heart health is tied to this too. Studies, like one from the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology, show that men with lower testosterone are at greater risk for cardiovascular events. And the emotional toll? It's devastating. I've seen men who were once the life of the party become withdrawn, apathetic, unable to find joy in the things that once defined them. A grandfather's regret. Take Robert, a 72-year-old grandfather who came to me last spring. Robert used to spend his weekends fishing with his grandsons, laughing and telling stories of his days as a mechanic. But over the past few years, he'd changed. I don't feel like me anymore, he admitted, his voice cracking. I'm tired all the time. I snap at my wife for no reason. I don't even want to get out of bed some days. Blood tests confirmed what I suspected. Robert's testosterone was critically low. He hadn't engaged in any sexual activity, including masturbation, for nearly 3 years. He thought it was inappropriate at his age. But that choice had starved his body of the signals it needed to stay vibrant. We started a plan, hormone therapy, exercise, and yes, reintroducing masturbation as a natural booster. 6 months later, Robert was back on the lake, casting lines and laughing with his grandsons. Doc, he told me, I didn't realize how much I was missing until I got it back. What's one thing you've stopped doing that could be dimming your spark? Let's talk about it in the comments. And if you're finding this helpful, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more insights to keep you thriving. Part 3. The prostate problem no one talks about. Hook. Is a hidden pain in your body trying to tell you something? There's a discomfort some men know all too well. A dull ache in your pelvis, a nagging pressure when you sit too long, or the constant urge to urinate, even when you don't need to. It's not loud like a heart attack. It creeps up, month after month, until it's stealing your sleep and your peace. And the cause? It might be something you stopped doing years ago. Your prostate isn't just a small gland. It's a powerhouse that produces seminal fluid, a key part of your reproductive system. But it's not meant to sit idle. When you stop ejaculating, whether through sex or masturbation, that fluid stagnates. It thickens, builds pressure, and invites inflammation. Over time, this can lead to chronic prostatitis, a painful condition that's tough to treat, or worse, an increased risk of prostate cancer. The science of stagnation. A landmark study from Harvard, published in the Journal of the American Medical Association, found that men who ejaculate regularly 21 times a month or more may reduce their risk of prostate cancer by up to 33%. Why? Because ejaculation flushes out potentially harmful substances, keeping the prostate healthy and active. When you stop, the opposite happens. Fluid builds up, inflammation sets in, and your prostate becomes a ticking time bomb. I've had patients come to me with symptoms they thought were just aging: slow urine flow, pelvic pain, waking up 3 times a night to pee. But tests often reveal an inflamed, congested prostate. One patient, a 70-year-old named Frank, hadn't ejaculated in over 2 years. He thought it was behind him, but his PSA levels were climbing, and he was facing a biopsy. With a simple routine of regular ejaculation, alongside other treatments, We brought his inflammation down and avoided invasive procedures. What's one symptom you've been ignoring that could be a warning sign? Share it below, and let's keep this conversation going. Your health matters. Part 4. The emotional toll you don't see coming. Hook. When did you last feel truly alive? There's a moment that hits some men like a quiet thunderclap. You're looking in the mirror, and the man staring back feels like a stranger. The spark in his eyes is gone. The warmth in his smile is faded. You're still here, but something essential is missing. And the scariest part? You might not even know why. When you stop masturbating, you're not just affecting your body, you're cutting off a vital connection to your spirit. Arousal and release aren't just physical acts. They release dopamine, oxytocin, and endorphins, chemicals that keep your mood steady, your anxiety low, and your sense of self intact. Without them, you risk slipping into a fog of loneliness, depression, or even cognitive decline. The emotional connection. I've sat with men who've told me they feel hollow. Not because of illness or tragedy, but because they've gone years without intimacy, even with themselves. They've stopped feeling human. One patient, a 75-year-old widower named Tom, put it best. I stopped because I thought it was wrong without my wife. But now, I feel like I'm disappearing. Tom's story isn't unique. Neurologically, orgasm triggers a cascade of feel-good chemicals that reinforce emotional stability. Without them, men over 65 are more likely to feel isolated, apathetic, or even depressed. And the tragedy? Many don't connect the dots. They think it's just age, not a choice they can change. When's the last time you felt truly connected to yourself? Type 1 in the comments if you're ready to reclaim that feeling, or 0 if you're not sure where to start. Either way, I'm here to help. Part 5. How to reclaim your vitality. Hook. Ready to feel like yourself again? You're still here, still fighting, still ready to live life on your terms. And the good news? It's never too late to take back control. Your body, your mind, and your spirit are waiting for you to say, I'm not done yet. Here's how to start. Practical steps to thrive. Reintroduce regular stimulation. Start small, once or twice a week. Think of it as exercise for your pelvic health, not indulgence. Use a lubricant to reduce strain and make it comfortable. Prioritize movement. Walk, stretch, or lift light weights to boost blood flow and testosterone naturally. Even 20 minutes a day can make a difference. Eat for energy. Focus on foods rich in zinc, like nuts and seeds, and healthy fats, like avocados, to support hormone production. Talk to your doctor. If you're noticing symptoms like low energy or erectile issues, get a testosterone test or PSA screening. Knowledge is power. Reconnect with yourself. Spend time alone, reflecting on what makes you feel alive. Masturbation isn't just physical, it's a way to honor your body and your needs. A call to action. Gentlemen, you're not just aging, you're evolving. The man you were at 30 or 50 is still inside you, waiting to be unleashed. Don't let shame or silence steal your vitality. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for weekly tips on staying strong, confident, and healthy at any age. Type 1 in the comments if you're ready to take the next step, or 0 if you've got questions. I'm here for you. Conclusion. You're not done yet. This isn't about chasing youth or proving anything to anyone. It's about living fully, fiercely, and unapologetically as the man you are. Stopping masturbation might seem like a small choice, but it can ripple through your body, your hormones, your prostate, and your soul. You have the power to change that today. What's one step you'll take this week to reclaim your vitality? Share it below, and let's keep this movement alive. You're not alone, and you're not done yet.